Peel off the bone. Oh man. Hey Yaki Gang, Yakitori guy here. If you watched my chicken breakdown and my various yakitori tutorials, the most important tip I shared for making delicious yakitori is to always start with the quality whole chicken. Two main reasons. One, by starting out with the whole chicken, it really forces you to look at chicken as one whole animal so you can understand the anatomy and all the various muscle groups of the chicken that you're about to cook. And the second reason, when you start out with the whole chicken, which you break down that day and you make yakitori out of that, it's just gonna have better flavors, better texture than a yakitori you make from chicken that's sold in parts and packs. And because yakitori is a cuisine focused on that one bite out of the whole chicken, I've also mentioned that you can taste the difference in the flavors and textures between different chicken brands. In Japan, where the yakitori culture is huge, the chefs have so many options to choose from in terms of the breeds and the brands of chicken. In the States, not so much. However, today, I'm excited to share with you my first video where I'll be making yakitori using a small farm chicken. Here we have a whole chicken from Pasturebird, which is a farm in Murrieta, California, which is about 60 miles southeast of Los Angeles.
So this video is going to be a bit long and hope you watch it for all my explanations. But if you're already convinced on trying out a chicken I recommend for yakitori at home, visit pasturebird.com where you can get these whole chickens in 1, 4, or 10 packs. Use code yakitori guy during checkout for 10% off.
So I found out about these chickens from my friend Chef Tommy at Hina, San Francisco. And this is a chicken that they use at their yakitori restaurant. And the founder, Farmer Paul at Pasturebird, was generous to send me some chicken so I can share this with you guys today. So I received 4 of these chickens. They came shipped in a box of dry ice, frozen. And I've let this sit in the fridge for about 2 days to defrost. So it does not have any of the innards. Sometimes you'll see the hearts, gizzard, liver, neck. It doesn't have any of that inside here. Definitely want to try that next. Now, one thing that I did notice, this one is missing the tail, the bonjiri area. This one has it. Probably doesn't matter too much for most people in the States. They're probably not looking for this, but for yakitori, we love this part. So it is unfortunate that this one's missing it. Probably it just came off during processing, but definitely want to look forward to these tails right here. When it comes to making yakitori, I prefer chickens that are somewhere around maybe 4 to 4.5 pounds. These are about 3.5, 3 pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit bigger one. Still make yakitori out of the smaller one, but it's just trickier to make all the parts. For example, like the oysters, whatnot, they might be smaller parts. So for this video, let's go ahead and break down this bigger chicken. All right, just wiping these down right here. Now my first impression is, this has a really nice neutral to a nuttier sort of aroma. So it's clean, no stench on this. Another sort of first impression is I'm noticing that the meat is just through the skin a little bit darker, redder. Just means that not as fatty, much more muscle development. However, there's always just going to be some fats inside. Yep, really nice smell of the fats right here. We can render this chicken fat down and brush it on various skewers. Got the tail, nice and meaty. Nice muscle structure. Looking at the oysters right here. And the other side. Here you go. The butt skin. Belly meat, belly skin. The breast skin. Let's go ahead and get these wings. Nice firm breasts. Tenders, solid. Cartilage, nice and soft. It's getting that butt end, the thighs, a little bit of cartilage meat right here. Got that back skin, that shoulder meat. Big piece. And on the other side. bones. Last we got the neck. Neck meat. That's it. Here it is, all the chicken parts from one Pasturebird whole chicken. And the bones for the soup. Really curious how the flavors of the soup is gonna turn out. Getting the tendons off, these tenders. Tenders. All right, next, gonna take some of these butt thigh area, shoulder, neck, chicken wings. Deboned wings. Drumets. And these wingtips. Save these skins. Then we got the thighs. The soup. Yep, we can see that the muscle definition is there. Got the oysters right here. The inner thigh meat right here. It's all there. Cut that off. The oysters, thigh. Onions. There's a certain chicken smell that I'm smelling. It smells really good. It's no stench to it. You get with overly processed farm chickens. Kind of like when you're working with good fish. Good fish is not supposed to smell fishy. All right, negima. Got the cartilage here. Putting some onions. Overlapping it through the cartilage. Knee cartilage. The tail. Very fatty tail. Inner thigh, oysters. One more. All the tender parts on one skewer. Okay, got the drumsticks here. Drumsticks on the breast. There's basically this wider side and then this narrow side. I like to use this narrow side. It's a nice feel as a yakitori. And this one, I can still make this into skewers, or I'm just gonna smoke this whole on the side. Chicken breast, save this for smoking. And these trimmings, they're good for these shiso maki skewers. Take all these trimmings. Wrap it in shiso. All right, skins, butt skin area, back skin, wingtip skin, butt skin, some belly meat. Combination skin, got the breast skin, some of these fat, cutting them into 1-inch strips. Breast skin skewer. These are all the skewers that you're able to make from one whole chicken, and let's get these on the grill. So let's go ahead and do a grilling taste test. I brought here basically one of each of all the different pairs of skewers that I made. So I'm gonna start with something light, chicken tenders, salt, sake, looking good. All right, next up, negima. So with this bean chotan, it's glowing orange, and what that's doing is basically the infrared, it's penetrating the meat, allowing it to cook inside, making it really juicy. And as it heats up, basically all the fats inside, it's gonna start rendering out. Put some ume base. Let's go ahead and try these chicken tenders. Super soft, super tender. That's definitely the nature of chicken tenders, as long as you don't overcook it. It's flavor in here. Yeah, meat juices comes out. Tenders are definitely lighter, they're leaner, but in this case, it's still a lot of chicken sort of flavor, the juices that comes out. I always like to start with lighter and then go into heavier, but in this case, even with this light chicken tenders, it's subtle and then it hits you with just chicken flavors. And next up, we got some deboned wings right here. Sake on just the meat side. All right, this negima, it's looking good. Dip it into this tare. And then we're gonna get this back on the grill. Caramelize that a little bit. All right, negima. Has a bite compared to some of the other chickens I use. It's chewier, but the flavor is stronger. One more bite. Deeper chicken flavors. Got the wings going on here. So I'm sending some oxygen to the charcoal, get it nice and hot. Extra crispy. It's bubbling all the fats right here. So this is done. I put some salt. Chicken wings. It's gonna peel off the bone. Now we got boneless chicken wings. Immediately, I noticed that the skin crisps up more. Maybe fat in the skin that's rendering out. It's the best combination because you got the crispy skin, but the meat inside still remains juicy. Usually I put some lemon, lime on it. I don't have that actually today, but just salt, chicken, very good. Okay, next up we got the drumettes. Still same part of the wings. Texture is a little different. Same thing though. Crispy skin. Definitely meatier, the drumettes. But yeah, the skin, it just really crisps up. It's definitely different from some of the other, just the bigger farm chickens. There's not a distinction between the outside crispy skin and inside. This one is very noticeable distinction. Right here, we got the polar opposite. We got the drumsticks and the breasts. Some people like the light meat, some people like the dark meat, but with yakitori, both can be good. Letting all the juices render out. Ichotan does not have any smoke on its own, but as a fats drip creates this smoke. This one has fat running through, so it gets really hot. I'm gonna let this cool for a bit on the side. And I like to put some black squid ink salt on this. This for a little bit difference in the flavor, colors as well. Oysters, inner thigh and tail. Okay. Same with the wings. Crunchy skin, super tender oysters. The inside is just super, super tender. Wow. Next, inner thigh. The inner thigh actually might be even softer than the oyster. Sometimes you can't really tell, but in this case, it melts in your mouth. And the chicken tail. Just chicken fats, chicken oils bursting inside. That's lovely. And then right here, we got some, there's the meat cards lollipop. I'm gonna actually put some tare on this just to change up the flavors. So this has the cartilage, onion, the fatty thigh. It's supposed to be one bite. Oh man. Got the crunchy cartilage, got the little spicy sweet note from the onion. Tare, so fatty. And the fat is not like drinking oil where it's so heavy. It's a flavor. So the chicken fats in this is definitely a flavor. So we have the drumsticks and the breast. For the breast, I want to keep it simple. Some wasabi. I'm using tube. If you got some freshly grated wasabi, that'll be perfect. All right, here we go. Chicken breast, wasabi. It has a bounce, definitely lean. And the key to it is not to overcook it, which I didn't. Missing a bit of that flavor that I can get from obviously the other parts that have sort of the fat content, but as a simple breast skewer, this is good to go. All right, we got the leg, drumstick, dip it in, back onto the grill. All right, lastly, got some cartilage, skin skewer, and shiso wrap. Okay, drumsticks. Chewy. Got the Achilles tendons running through, but it's much more flavorful. A lot of times you might get drumsticks from the store, you know, whether it's on a rotisserie chicken, drumstick legs, or maybe grilled chicken somewhere, and it kind of just flakes off. This is definitely chewy, so if I had to imagine, these are free-roaming, free-ranging chickens, got that muscle development on the legs, so very chewy. Chewy is not bad, because usually with chewy, you get the flavors. Deeper flavored chicken. Great for yakitori. All right, so as these last skewers are going, I've already noticed that with this chicken, everything is exaggerated in a good way, how it's supposed to be. So all the parts that are muscular, thigh, drumsticks, it's got that sort of meatier, chewier sort of bite to it and deeper flavors. And then anywhere where it's fatty, so if it's like skin that has layers of fats, maybe some of the softer areas like the tail, the inner thigh, the oysters, it's super tender. So when you're eating yakitori where all the pieces, so let's say you have maybe 12 skewers in a course, all the different parts of the chicken, you don't want it to taste the same. And so to be able to distinguish all the parts where the drumstick tastes different from the drumette, tastes different from the thigh, the breast tastes different from the tenders, where, you know, if it's a whole roasted chicken, usually you can just only taste the difference between maybe the dark meat and light meat. This makes it really fun and much more ideal for yakitori because in a given course, if you have, let's say 12 different parts of the chicken, you want to be able to show that this is an oyster, it's going to taste like this. This is a chicken breast, it's going to taste like this. So far, to be able to distinguish that, it's been very fun. And we have 3 more skewers to go. This one I'm most curious about. This is a skin right here, cartilage, and the trimmings in shiso. Shiso maki, you see all the trimmings, shiso leaf, some ume sauce on top. Yeah, the flavor is chicken. Now I do want to add that it's definitely more chicken flavor, but there could even be more chicken flavors. Some of the chicken that I've had in Japan, it's even deeper in chicken flavor. Some might call it a little bit gamier. I think there's like a preference because some shops, they want to go a little bit more towards neutral, and some shops like to go really all the way in with sort of the chewiness or gaminess of the chicken. Here in the States with some maybe Western palates, it might be something a little bit new. So I feel like this is a push in the right direction where you're getting that deeper flavor of the chicken without it being overly sort of gamey in chicken flavors. Crispy skin and the crunchy cartilage. It's a little bit hot, so I'm gonna hold off on this. This is hot too. Cartilage is cartilage. I don't really notice too much of a uniqueness. It's not hard, it's softer, meaning it's a younger chicken. These are just leftover trimmed breast meat. I can eat this all day. Lastly, we got the skin. Just gonna add a little bit of just salt to have a little kick. Usually I like to do lemon or lime, but just wanna see the flavors of this on its own. The same as before. It's the sort of crispy skin, chewy meaty on the inside. It's a little bit fattier, so I think I could have rendered out the fat a little bit to get it even more crispy. Hopefully you can hear this crunch. All right, and that's it for all the skewers. So let's go back inside. So all the chicken bones I have in here with some leftover negi trimmings. So I'm gonna have this simmering for about 2 hours and try this out as soup. Although I have not had this as soup yet, just based on the aroma from the meats and even just the bones before cooking it, I know that it's gonna be a deeper chicken soup. So looking forward to how this comes out. That concludes today's video where I wanted to try out a different chicken and share with you some of my insights. And moving forward, I wanna learn a lot more about all the different chickens out there that are available by some of our local farmers. So if you guys have any that you like, make sure to write in the comments. And if you're interested in getting your own Pasturebird, you can check them out on their website. The link is in the description. Also make sure to follow them on Instagram at Pasturebird. They're always sharing a lot of insight into how these chickens are raised. And all the steps you saw today, from the chicken breakdown to the skewering to the grilling, I have that in expanded videos in my How to Make Yakitori at Home series. So make sure to check out that playlist here on this channel. Also, all the equipment that you guys saw in today's video, those are all linked in my Amazon shop. So if you guys are interested in starting out yakitori, that's a great place to start. I do get a few percent kickback from those purchases. So thank you so much for all your support. And if you guys liked the video, make sure to give a thumbs up. Write in the comments any feedback or questions you have. And if you really enjoyed today's video, you can always donate a chicken. The link is in the description. All those funds help me buy everything from the ingredients and the equipment. Today I have a new lights going, I got some new mics going, so hopefully you guys like the incremental upgrades to this channel. Appreciate all your support. All right, that's it for today. See you guys in the next video. Bye, Yaki Gang.